Neil, we're at that point now. 2016 is finally here. What about this franchise, though? Where are you at right now?
I think everything, Seth, is moving very much in a positive way. You know, obviously coming over here from Belfast in August, and putting everything together in such a short space of time. There was a hell of a lot of work put in by a lot of people, both in the Storm office and obviously here at the Silver Blades Ice Rink as well. And where we are now compared to where we were back in August, I mean, we've made massive leaps and bounds.
What's been the biggest challenges for you, and what are the challenges that still sit there in the in tray for you to deal with?
I think obviously initially in getting the club set up, you're dealing with, whenever I arrived we still had 5 or 6 players still to sign, and sorting out a lot of things like visas and ITC cards and all this type of stuff, and finalising accommodation. Everything was done so quickly and so last minute, but in terms of at that stage, I mean, it was just so busy for the opening 3 or 4 months of the season, and now things, to a certain extent, all that stuff has been boxed off. But moving forward is very much a business focus, and certainly from my perspective, I suppose the big aim from my side of things now is getting that word out even more into the Manchester community, and building up a lot of our sponsorship as well. We've done a good job in that so far, but it's something that I want to try and expand. So I suppose from my side of things, or my big focus, certainly over the next 4 or 5 months, is definitely going to be on the sponsorship side of things, and getting the Manchester Storm brand out there even more across all of Manchester.
Is it about that being proactive side of things now, just going out and seeing people and shaking hands and meeting as many people as you can?
Yeah, very much so, because I've said it on so many occasions so far this season. A lot of things have been very reactive, and it still is to a certain extent, but we've got to be as a club proactive, and as you say, getting out there in the community and getting the Storm brand out there into businesses. I've already started to feel that over the last 2 or 3 months, that a lot more companies now are getting in contact about potential sponsorship here with the Manchester Storm. People are coming for the first time maybe and seeing the Manchester Storm in action, seeing what we have here as an organisation. And to be honest with you, it's a very positive and strong brand. Manchester Storm back in the 90s, obviously a huge brand across all of Manchester, and it's something that I'm looking to really capitalise on moving forward.
How important is what happens on the ice between now and the end of the season?
I think it's important. It always is. This is a results-based business. It's something that Omar, ownership, and myself as general manager, we're very proud of what we have done so far. I don't think we're a 10th place team. I know that's where we are, and stats don't lie in that regard. But we've come unstuck on a few occasions, and I think struggled maybe in those opening couple of months to really forge that club identity, that team identity, and that was always going to be the case with a brand new team. But now we've started to kind of form that. We've seen with this Manchester Storm team a real togetherness over the last while, especially in terms of adversity, with the amount of injuries that we seem to pick up all at once. But moving forward, this weekend in particular, 3 games in 3 nights, we've got a huge push here between now and the middle of March to really get into that 8th place, and maybe further up the table as well. We've got to try and get into those playoffs, and that's one of our aims right at the start of this season.
How proud were you that you were able to have them queuing out around the outside of the rink for that game against Sheffield at Christmas time?
Yeah, it was incredible. It really was, and it's something that I know the ownership were incredibly happy with, and myself as general manager, and all of the fans who have been coming here right from the start. It was great to see, and the atmosphere inside the building was absolutely electric. What a game of hockey as well. Went into overtime, and it had controversy. It had 9 goals in the game as well, and it just was something that I was incredibly proud of. And as I say, I mean, John Hammond here does a great job and had the crowd absolutely rocking the whole 60 minutes. And it's something that I want to see a lot more of. No doubt that we will see a lot more of that as the season progresses, and also as we move into next season.
At what point do you start to look ahead to next season already about what you want to do with the team, what this franchise is going to be going forward?
I think certainly from my side of things, and I've now got a girl in the office here now working in a marketing role 3 days a week, and she's heavily proactive on the community side of things, and that's something that I saw firsthand in Belfast, how important the community projects are. And she's already come in and taken the bull by the horns and has helped massively. And I know that by driving the community aspect, it'll benefit our club massively moving forward. And I know already, whilst I'm still thinking very much about this season and trying to drum up more sponsorship and get more bums on seats and making sure that the team try and qualify for the playoffs and get into that top 8. There's always that kind of thought in the back of your mind that, looking forward to next season, take a couple of weeks in the middle of April for a bit of a holiday, and then it's all guns a-blazing again for moving forward into next season. And as I say, we've done very, very well so far, Seth, in terms of getting certain structures in place, but the summertime will allow us that time to really review what has been and gone, but also to look ahead and put in place all the things that I want for next season.
Just finally, to finish in the top 8, to go to a minimum of the quarterfinals of the Challenge Cup, this is a successful season, isn't it?
It is. I always want more, and I suppose Pash will be exactly the same. I want us to get into those quarterfinals. Yes, the Challenge Cup, getting into the quarterfinals there was a fantastic achievement by the guys, and it just shows what can be done. But we have still a lot more to give as a team. I've absolutely no doubt about that. And as I said, over the last month, I think a lot of the fans and a lot of people across the Elite League have seen exactly what this Manchester Storm team can do on the ice. We're exciting to watch. We're fast and we're skillful. Just maybe injuries just haven't helped us over the last month. But now we're starting to get a full strength team together. I think you can watch this Manchester Storm and be very proud of it if you're a fan over the next few months.